Hey, hey, hey. Hey, 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 hey. Hello, hello. Hello, 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 hello. Let me see if everything is ready. I think so. I think yes. Hello, everyone. Good evening. Good afternoon. Hey, hey. Oh, I remember this picture. When I had the mounts working the first time. That's a very historical picture. Very historical picture. Okay. So, yeah. I can tell you that tonight will not be an easy stream. So I'm already prepared for it. I'm prepared for a stream that is not easy. And the reason is that right, I'm changing the music. Changing the music. Okay. And the reason is that so the 5.4 retargeter is bugged. I mean, it's bugged. I mean, I see it that is bugged. So I had this idea, right? I said, why we don't take our skeleton, right? And we associate it to a copy of the animation blueprint that is coming from ALS. Because actually you can, right? If you have an animation blueprint, you can say assign skeleton, right? And it's basically associating that blueprint to the skeleton, because the blueprint at the end is just a, a series of blueprint nodes doing stuff, right? But and reference to other animations, but in reality is not really created together with the skeleton, right? So it's not, I mean, is you can separate it, you can assign it to another skeleton, right? So that is what I did. And so now, and also what I did, I imported the human model, right? The alien model. And so now we have the alien model, the CRAN model, and the alien model with our skeleton. And I can change pretty much whatever I want in this tree, right? So I can choose any of them, right? They have slightly different names, but the CRAN is the CRAN, right? And the alien, we have two. One is called alien, and the other is PS skeleton. So this one is the one that is imported with our skeleton, which in theory is the one that has the minimum changes, right? Minimum changes possible. Hello, Hula. Today you can understand what I'm doing. I'm trying to fix the problem of our character bumping to the ground or messing up when he's moving, right? By upgrading the locomotion system to the latest system. which is made for Unreal Engine 5.4, right? So I'm trying to upgrade ALS, and the problem is that is working partially, right? So it's working partially. So so there is the human character, right? And the human character is not bugging out. So the leg, as you can see, the leg is not moving, right? So it seems to work kind of reasonably okay. But he has some problems as well. It seems that he doesn't have problems, but he has problems, right? And the first problem is that when I crouch, he starts to do that. So this is very similar to the crane ticking, right? Because if I switch to the crane, is the opposite. If I switch to the crane, right? He's ticking like this when he's standing up, and if I crouch, he's doing it anyway, right? So it's kind of this. So obviously this model is scaled up way much than the human, right? So the distance between the bones is different. The distance between the target joint is different. So basically the question is why? The question is why the hell? Why the roll is not working? I don't understand why I cannot roll with this character. Probably because I edited this and I skipped some stuff. I think I didn't, but we did some tests yesterday, so maybe this one is modified. But you see that here the character is kind of fucked up, but in reality it doesn't really matter. So when the IK are applied in the game, he actually looks okay. So one thing that I see is that the left feet, first of all, is raised up, right? Quite a bit from the ground. So before doing any manipulations from here, because I think that we are in a point where pretty much all the models are loaded, I think I would like to do a backup. I will do a backup of this and I will call it. So I will get here we have more stuff though, because we have also war content. I think we can take basically everything except external actor, external objects. Are these actually containing anything or? Nah, very little. What is developers? Developers Luke collection. Why? Anyway, it's empty. Anyway, it's empty. I think that if we take everything except starter content and third person, I think we are. I don't know what is this level prototype. I think there are some weird directories in here. Also level prototyping, I think is completely useless. $500 MB. Okay, let's go with 500 MB. So this will be ALS content PS 3 tests, right? Okay, let me save it so that we don't. I mean, if we mess up stuff, we can always go back to the current state, because I think the current state is pretty good. I think the current state is pretty good. So, Hula, you said what I'm doing. Do you understand now what I'm doing? I'm trying to upgrade this movement system to the late. And this, in theory, was the easy piece, because then there is the piece where I have to reintegrate all our stuff, which is really a mess. So this was, in theory, the easy piece, but already the easy piece is giving me trouble, right? And I tell you, this will not be an easy stream. This will be a very hard stream with a lot of issues and problems. I know already. So this is the first thing that happens, right? This is the first thing that happens. This does not happen. This does not happen in our game. And in theory, at the moment, I'm using the same skeleton, no? Or not? Yes, I'm using the same skeleton. So in our game, the bow animation, I mean, is not fantastic, but anyway, it is okay. So the right arm is okay. Let me retest the bow animation. You see, I mean, the hand is completely off. The hand is completely off. So it seems that when you have, because so there are so we have two problems, okay? Let me summarize the problems that we have. We have two problems at the moment, right? Current problems that we need to solve somehow. I don't know how, but we have to solve them, right? Current problems. Problem number one is the twitching of the crane leg when standing and crouched, because actually it twitches in both ways. The other problem is the twitching of the alien leg only when crouched, because actually when he's standing does not happen. And then the other thing are the overlays. When I think that the overlays get fucked up when there is a gun IK involved, because if I use hands tied like this one, right, it actually works pretty well, right? It works fairly well. If I use torch, it works fairly well, right? But if I use like binoculars, right, you see that the left hand is completely off, while in plane shift it is okay, right? The left hand is okay. So it seems that the calculation done on the left hand, so or it was not retargeted properly, right? Again by the retargeter. Are you sure they just want to pee? Maybe. I can send him to a corner, you know? I can send him to a corner and see if he stops. But it seems he's not stopping, my friend, so he's not stopping. So it doesn't help. Because this one is very disruptive, right? This one is super disruptive. Super disruptive. I mean, the bow position is also very disruptive, but I don't know exactly why. Like the box, I mean, there are some. It's always the left hand anyway. It's always the left hand. Like this one is okay, right? This one is injured. He's using the left hand, but probably is not using the. This is what we need to understand, right? We need to understand, yeah, why this one works, right? Why this one works, and why this one, for example, right, doesn't. And you see that here there is one bone, right? There is one bone, that is the one that is going vertically. You see that line? You see this vertical line on the left? It seems to be completely fucked, right? While I'm using the torch, it's kind of okay. Unfortunately, using the bow, I cannot really see it. But it seems to be completely fucked as well. When I use the rifle, I don't know what happened, I cannot move the camera anymore. For some reason the camera was GG. Maybe when you go in debug mode. Yes, when you go in debug mode, yeah. I'm trying to see, I'm trying to see a difference between our character and the standard one that tells me something, but I cannot see what is it, right? I cannot see what is it. I don't understand what is it. It is interesting though. It is kind of interesting though. The first thing that we see, right, is that the traces in the standard character are exactly below the feet, right? They are very well placed, right? They are very well placed below the feet. So at the moment I'm showing traces, right? And I'm not showing the bug. I'm showing the bug spaces as well. Okay. Now, if I use my character, how is that? And I would prefer to use this one, right? Because this one, it seems to me that is at the moment the one that is more in shape. This one seems to be the one with so the first thing that I see is that the trace is completely on the ground, right? This horizontal trace that I don't know exactly what is it, but it's completely on the ground. Like instead of being on the head of the character, is on the feet of the character. And that is so strange, right? Or something is missing, or something is completely misplaced, right? Then the other thing that I see is that you see those two lines are not really following my feet in any way, right? They're just going vertically without following my feet at all, and that is so strange as well. Show traces. Show traces. Hello, Dotted Fish. Let's see if I'm lucky today. Again! You're only winning! You didn't lose in very long time. Center of gravity. I have no idea what is that. Capsule as room. Check if the capsule has room to stand at the downward trace location. If so, set the location as the target transfer and calculate the mantle height. Capsule as room. Check. Get show traces, right? But because we don't know exactly what are those traces, right? Draw debug sphere trace single. Light green, light purple. Light green, light purple. I don't see any line, I don't see any. Probably that green. Because that's the bug shapes, right? The bug shapes is something different. I was trying to understand what is show traces. I mean, we could change it to see what is what. Unfortunately, it doesn't tell us, right? It doesn't tell us what is what. Yeah, but it's kind of strange, right? You see the position. Basically, those 2 points are never following my feet, right? You see the points at the bottom are never following my feet. While if we look at these guys, right? Look at these guys. You see that the red markers, I can go in slow motion. You see their red markers that are exactly following the feet, right? You see that? While my red marker do not follow shit. They do not follow my feet in any way. I don't know if that happens with all or just happens with this character, but now we have 3 examples, right? So we can switch between one example and the other. And it's exactly the same. So why that is to the ground, right? And he's not even trying to move. Because these guys are the guys that are actually working, right? All these guys. So am I missing some? Maybe I'm just missing something, right? I'm just missing something that tells the character to... You see that they are pointing at me with a pistol? He's pointing at me with a pistol. They're all looking at me. If I go in the middle, they all look at me. Look. It is a bit scary, eh? This guy looking at me with the binoculars. Yeah, but it is done to just show that... that the system is scalable, right? So you can have like 100 different car NPC on the screen moving and it kind of runs okay. Which is fantastic. So how do we know what are those traces? Do you think it's explained anywhere? I think this is something completely different. It's called ALS, but has nothing to do with ALS. I think this probably has nothing to do. It does? No, it does.
So, if I hit play, I'm just going to do a quick rundown. A few other bits and pieces that you can do. It's a very big, if I just change the band from, I'm going to create a new blue. What we're going to do is nip over to the event graph, 0. Now, something I've recently camera, get this next piece.
So usually what they do, right, they take the existing ALS blueprint and they change the mesh to be our mesh, right? Usually this is what they do. I mean, it's also something that we may try. But this is in general not the way I did it. I think this guy is just explaining the system, probably. yeah, for a top-down view. Let me see how he modified the character, because I'm very interested to see.
Go into the Anim Man. I'm going to select body mesh.
I think it's just changing the mesh.
To the pack that I've just added, so we'll go for the full body character.
Yeah, it's just changing the mesh here.
Because obviously this character is now loading in, we actually just want to remove the Anim Man from here, so we'll clear that. Maybe we won't clear it, we'll set it to not visible. So we hit the file now, and actually once my shaders don't seem to render to look at there's our dude, and unfortunately just hit 4, which is nice. So there you go, you got another tutorial on there.
So what he did here, he basically kept the same ALS structure, right? So same animation blueprint, same skeleton, same everything, and he just assigned a new mesh. Now, I assume that the new mesh is compatible with the same skeleton, because otherwise it would never work, right? So the fact that he managed to do that is because
I'm going to change this to the pack that I've just added. So
is because these meshes are already rigged on the same skeleton somehow, right? Otherwise they would not even show in the list, right? So if I want to do the same, so let's say that I want to do the same, right? I want to, instead of retargeting to my skeleton, I want to use the default skeleton, right? So if I, now did he rename it? Well, he created another blueprint. So probably copied the blueprint of ALS. Right. The problem is if I do this, I'm going to mess up this directory that I didn't back up. This directory is not backed up, but is in the zip file because we didn't touch it at all. So basically, this guy. So if I duplicate this guy a second, and I move it in my whatever characters, and I take this guy and I say, hey, now now you have a different mesh, and this mesh is called crane torso. Yeah, first of all, they are not in the same coordinate system, as you can see. So this gets basically completely rotated. But you may say, well, just rotate it back, right? But you see that the center is not anymore, right? So basically the skeleton is not in the same location, right? That's the problem. And also the pivot of my my skeleton is not the same, right? Which is a bit weird. This I don't understand fully why, right? Why my skeleton got imported with like a delta compared to that? Because this will never work, I think, right? I think this will never work. So if I use it like this, I mean, in theory, it will show. Yeah, but you see that it's not even rendering, right? I mean, it is, but I don't even know where it. Yeah, is completely off, right? It's completely off. I don't know if that is the original problem, like that my skeleton anyway is not. But the retargeting process is doing exactly that, right? So it's basically taking all the bonds, all the transformations, and retargeting in a way that your skeleton becomes compatible. So let's say for us, this technique of just plugging in, you know, our mesh on top of this is not really applicable, right? I mean, it's kind of amazing how it does it in the video, right? Because it's just drag and dropping. I mean, it's just selecting another mesh, and it looks that everything is super simple, right? You select the mesh, and automatically this character becomes this mesh, right? But it does something. It does something tricky. So in reality, it doesn't do this. In reality, what it's doing is keeping the animation man there. Is keeping the animation man here, right? It's keeping this guy here. I don't know why I fucked up the rotation, the height, but anyway, we can put it where it was. And then he's adding another skeletal mesh on top. You see that he has a body mesh. Visual mesh is body mesh. So basically, he added a new skeletal mesh below this. And in fact, in the video, it shows that when he's trying to remove the animation mesh, everything goes to shit.
Well, that looks cool. So,
right? So he's going, now he's going,
this character's now loaded.
look, he's going there and he's removing the anim mesh, right?
Anim man from here, so we'll clear that.
And you see that everything went to shit. So his character went to the ground. The geometry is completely warped, right? And it's basically GG. And so what he does, he immediately Control Z. So what he did, he Control Z. And now what he's doing is going to the anim mesh, the anim man, and he's just hiding the visibility. So in reality, he's clicking on, you see, he clicked here on visible, and he removed it. So basically, the animation man is still in the character, is still calculated, it's just that it's not visible. So he has two characters in the same character, right? Which I think is a super bad idea, but anyway, I mean, he's just doing a demo, so if we want to do the same, right? In theory, I could have my crank torso, but I think we will have the same wrong rotation. No, we don't get a weird rotation in this case, right? So what he did, he basically did this. And on this one, I don't know if he has set the same animation blueprint or not. But I think he did.
Because obviously this character is now loaded in.
Actually, it didn't, because the use animation blueprint here is not. Probably already connected the body mesh. I think he already connected the body mesh to use the same animation as the father. I'm pretty sure, because otherwise it would not work, right? But if I set ALS and MVP, then I get this effect, right? That is rotated again. Yes, something in between, which is a visual meshes, which I don't understand exactly what is it. If it's a scene is similar to this guy, so is a new scene component. Is a new scene component, which is probably separating the inheritance of the bonds, or why? He has a new scene component here. Yeah. But you see that our torso is completely off, right? If I add a double anim man, very nice. If I add a double anim man, it is oriented correctly. Right. Let me see what happens just for fun. If I can go around with two people. Can I go around with two people? Yes. Can go around with two people. And they're actually executing the same animation. Well, the guy at the top is not rolling, is crouching, but it'd be kind of weird to see what happens. It's not rotated right. He's sliding on the side instead of... So the one at the top is like considering the situation and different. Okay, sorry, we're just just a kind of a funny test. But yeah, basically we cannot do this because our skeleton is not on the same. Is not the same, right? Our skeleton is different, so we have to go through the retargeting process, which usually is the proper way, right? So, but anyway, we arrived here because I wanted to see what are the traces, but I guess that the traces are not explained anywhere. Ah, maybe someone is explaining it here. No, it is a different trace. What is this thing? And it was the beginning of advanced locomotion. Yeah, it's Caleb Longmire, which is the guy that created it. Advanced locomotion V1. Holy. It was the beginning of the beginning. There was the beginning of the beginning. When was it? 2017. And we are still having trouble today, you know, thanks to this guy. That is a funny thread, by the way. Ah, he had a problem with the Wait, there was a nice problem with the tight, yeah. It was rotated wrong. We have seen that as well. Nice thread. There was a release 1 of all the system. They then got upgraded to V2, V3, V4, and then got transformed into a C++, and then migrated again. And there is a whole history, right, of many years. Okay, I feel I'm going nowhere, guys, but I'm trying. Okay, I have no solutions. The one on top is what GM do in their free time with players. Yeah, could be. I think I'm a bit going nowhere because at the moment I'm kind of stuck in the why, right? Why our character does not be a, and by the way, now for whatever reason we fucked up the basic guy. Because I have reset the rotation. Ah no, because the character is just rotated. Yeah, that happens also to normally to our guy, right? So we have to rotate it 90 degrees so that it is the way. Yeah, now it's correct. It's just the way it is. I don't know, but I think it's the same also on the ALS. Yeah, on the basic character. No, but I'm interested in the traces because the traces are, I think, revealing what the engine is trying to do, right? So the fact that, so we were discussing about the traces. The fact that these traces are for this character perfectly on the ground, right? And I can have slow motion. Because ALS also has slow motion, which is super cool. You see, they are pointing, you know, exactly where they should, right? And this is also what allows you to do, you know, to do this, right? So to have 1 foot up and 1 down, because he's searching, right? He's searching the ground, right? So, but if we do the same with our character, in theory it works also with our character, right? It's just that the traces are looking kind of strange. Because I can do the same with our character, right? Yeah, you see, and the feet is searching the thing. So, and actually in this case, right, that is searching properly. Right, so he's trying his best to match the shape based obviously on the collision. So in theory this works, right? It's just that when I crouch, there is kind of a distance, right? Because I think that when I crouch, what happens is that the character goes down by a certain height, right? Okay, let's try to work on this. Let's try to work on this. When I crouch, right, the pelvis, the root bone is going down a certain height. How is that height decided? I think that height, unfortunately, is hard-coded for the animation man. That is my feeling. I mean, I don't think he's using the capsule divided by 2. I mean, he should use the capsule divided by 2, but how I see it, it looks like... Or my capsule is not correct, maybe? I mean, my capsule is pretty good, I would say. I mean, it's a bit high, okay. So I can go, I don't know, 88. And then move my body up slightly. So now we are like exactly at the tip, right? But is this making any difference? No. And you see that the left foot is actually above ground by quite a bit. And the tracing is not done on the feet. The tracing is done vertically on my body. Why this happens? Why this shit? You see, when I do this, those two red lines are not moving at all, right? If I take the normal anim man, right? I mean the default working thingy, right? And I do the same. Now this is not very visible, but I can go maybe a wireframe, right? You see that the two red thingies are following perfectly the feet, perfectly. Why my character it does not? Why? Because that is a problem for sure. So here we have, if you look at the bones, right? If you look at the bones, here we have only the root in the middle, right? And then the knee IK is that one, and then the other one is going down, right? And the feet, that's the feet. Okay. So let me take a screenshot of this, right? Let me take a screenshot of this. So if we do the same with our character, right? Fuck. I misclicked. No, it looks identical actually. Maybe not identical. No, it does not look identical actually. Because the two bones in the middle are not moving. Is this character smaller or why the picture is... I don't know. Why the camera was so much closer here. But basically the big difference is this bone, which actually here is this guy. Cannot make it red, I can make it blue maybe, whatever. Right? And the same for the other feet. You see this line? This line doesn't exist here. This line is still in the original position, which is this line here. Okay. So basically this means that unless I disconnected the IK, but I don't think, right? We are in a clean position, I hope. Let me see. So this is the BP skeleton, right? And BP skeleton is using what? BP skeleton is using this torso and is using ALS and MVP skeleton. Did I disconnect? Did I disconnect the IK? No. The IK are running. I didn't disconnect anything, right? Yeah, but basically the point is that maybe we can even see it here in the preview. Basically the point is that when this guy walks, these IK foot R together with the IK foot root. Well, the IK foot root I think is still okay. IK foot R, IK foot root. IK foot root. Yeah, I think it's also the IK foot root. I think it's just two pieces. This piece and this piece are not moving together with the feet, pretty much, in our model. While in this model they are. And that's a major difference, huh? Can I have this guy stand in another position? I mean, I can do it, but I have to do a bit of damages to the... There is a way. If I do... Wait, I'm always lost in this freaking 20 million graphs. But I think I can... Base layer... Stance variation normal. I think if I go 0 here, no. Because one of these poses is the crouch pose. Exactly, this one. So I have to go here from 0 to 1. So if I go from 0 to 1 in this, okay, you see what happens, right? Now we can see it very, very closely. So we see that the IK foot root is pointing, I mean, it's really connected to the other bone, right? I mean, it's staying 100% with it. And this one and this other one, which is the IK foot root R, follows. Right? But this one is 100% connected. 100% connected. While I think if we do the same in our character, it will not be this way. If I do the same, I'm getting better at navigating in these 1 million graphs, but it's still kind of tough. Okay, so now we did it on our character. Yeah, and you see what happens, right? So the IK... So it's completely disjoint, right? So this line IK foot route. I mean, I don't even understand what I'm seeing. Why there are two? So there is the left leg and the right leg, right? VB, exactly. VB foot target R. And this will be VB foot target L, right? So these are the targets that are following the feet. So in my case, maybe I forgot to adjust the new maybe to adjust to the new model can. Hey, there is something that yes was not translated properly, so that's the thing. Where is the VB thingy? VB foot target R. So actually the VB foot target is in the right spot, right? We see it because actually it is here. Like, you know what I can put them one next to each other anyway. We can do this. I can put them like this, right? So we can see them at the same time, right? We can see them at the same time. Just so that is the VB foot target. You see that is perfect, right? Is exactly what it should be. This is the feet bone and is exactly as it should be. And okay, that is just the end, but the ball, which is the fingers, you know, bending. But this part is exactly the same, right? What is really not the same, is this part. No, not this part. This part, right? So this part is the IK, right? This part is the IK. And in this character, the IK is this. But the problem is that here is one beam, here is two beams. What? What the fuck? I don't understand what I'm looking at. VBIK knee target R. Okay, we should be this guy, right? VBIK knee target R. Yeah, so this is this. And so this line, right? This line is this line. The point is that this line should go together with the knee, right? Because otherwise it will never work, right? So this L-shaped thingy is what I don't get. Wait a second, maybe I should look at it from the side. So why this is disjoint from that, right? So basically this point in this character is coincident with a calf. So it looks like here we have one piece more. It looks like we have one piece more. We have one additional piece of bone. No? I mean, it looks like, because... Okay, apart from the tail. Okay, apart from the tail. But... because this guy is called only IK foot R, okay? But in reality... IK foot R, if I click it here... is not like this. It's not two pieces. It's one piece. Is this. It's one piece, and it ends with the VB foot target R. In our case, it's two pieces. How it is possible that it's two pieces? I mean, the food target is not in a bad spot. I mean, it's a bit high, but actually I think it's good. I think it's exactly like in this model, right? So it's like here in the bone that you have there, right? So it's pretty much accurate. So this is the same, this is the same, this is the same, but then from here down is different. So instead of having one bone, we have two bones. And I mean, in theory, I can see it in the skeleton, right? Because I mean, it must be visible in the skeleton. It must be visible in the skeleton, but in reality, they are the same. Because I know that they are the same. Because can I see the skeleton of this guy, please? The skeleton of this guy. The skeleton of this guy. Should be here somewhere. Is he? Mannequin skeleton. Grand torso skeleton, right? So okay, so this is the original skeleton. Ah, we have the twist. Yeah, we have the twist bone. True. Which, by the way, I never understood exactly what is it. But we have this calf twist and thigh twist, which I don't know if this is actually messing up with that, but on the IK, the IK are not listed in the same order, unfortunately, right? So they are listed at the bottom instead of being listed at the top. But in the grand scheme of things, right? In the grand scheme of things, if you close everything, right? If you close everything, it should be the same, right? So you should have, you should have the root, right? The root which is containing everything. Then below the root, you have the IK foot root, the IK hand root, right? And here you have the pelvis. They are just in a different order because this is uppercase and this is lowercase, but it's the same, right? Then ignoring the pelvis for a second, right? This part should be identical. So foot root, VB target, VB foot target, IK foot, IK knee, IK offset, foot R, target offset, end root, end gun, and so all this is identical to this. Now there are these two things. These two things are just sockets, right? Which I don't know if we need actually, but maybe for the debug they are used. So we could this is probably why we have a trace that goes to the ground. Okay, well, that's a good point. Wait a second. Let me add the sockets with the same. Can I copy a socket? Can I paste it here? Wow. Seems it's actually possible. That is very, 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 very nice. I think they will not be positioned, right? Probably. Yeah, they are not. Bone name, root. But in theory should, huh? Because the root is on the ground. I mean, we have a different rotation of the character, but why this is not... Why this is not... minus 20, 125. Should it be minus 175? No, because here because here the x and the y are completely different. We are in a different coordinate system. So probably this is the... No, it's not. Okay, GG. Okay, 1 second. I'm confusing myself. Relative location. I think we have to recreate it clean, because pasting probably took the other let me do a 175 here. Let me do a minus 175. What the fuck? Yeah, you see that it's not... So is the y. The y-axis... Yeah, exactly. The y-axis is the z-axis of the other guy. So if this is 175 minus 20... this is... That is minus 125, 20. Which, by the way, for this character will not be enough, because this character is significantly taller, right? I mean, it still looks super weird. Oh wait, because I didn't have a 0. Okay, yes. Something like that. Right now, it's not really correct, but... Okay, let me see what happens now that we added this, because actually this was missing, huh? And I don't know if the system is using those two to actually do the trace. I think now the traces may look better. Cran. Are we using the cran or what? No, let's use... Well, and I have the same problem with the alien. If I can do it in the alien skeleton, I prefer, because it's similar. The alien skeleton is using this skeleton. Is using characters, PS template, good skeleton. Yeah, because this one is yeah. So I don't have copy selected socket, paste socket. Okay, yeah, they look way better on this one because it's smaller character, right? Okay, let me do that. And let me see if with this change we have a better tracing. Now the character is still doing his shit. But you see that at least the... What? Ah, because I disabled the non-crouched. Yeah. Yeah, because now I fucked it up to show this, right? Yeah. Yeah, you see that now the trace is actually at the top, but still is not following at all, right? And it's still glitching. But at least the trace at the top is correct. And if I change shoulder, which is actually, there is a way... what was it? C? Yeah, there is the shoulder, right? The shoulder view. Because you can, if you are in the other mode, right? If you are in the view mode, you can switch cam. No, it's not switching camera. It's a bit weird. I remember that the old the normal character was actually switching from left to right, or not. No, this guy also has the same problem because I modified it. Oh my god. The problem is that when you see them yeah, when you look at the skeleton is removing the other one, I mean, it's a kind of a mess. It's a kind of a mess, unfortunately. Yeah, you see? So when I press C, I can switch the camera from the left shoulder to the right shoulder, right? I can do that. But with my character, it doesn't happen. With my character, it does not happen. Even if now I have the... So you see there is something still missing. I mean, it's not that we need that, but this shows that there is something in our character that is still not 100% like this character, right? There are missing pieces. There are still missing pieces. And... Okay, but anyway, what we were comparing the two skeletons, right? And trying to understand if there was any weird stuff missing, right? And we saw that these two were missing. Okay, fine. This socket is actually useless. I can delete it, or just a test. I have my VB curves. Now here I have all these curves that in my route, in my character are not present. And that is also very strange, right? All these curves, which are actually not associated to any bones. And we said that if we want, we can copy this, right? We can Control A copy and Control A paste, right? We can do this. Oh, and by the way, in my character there are, and they're also different. Like there is animated speed. But I think this seems to be all disabled or something. Crane torso skeleton. Ilian M torso skeleton. So Ilian M is the retargeted, which basically is this Ilian BP. It is the retargeted, but here I don't have these sockets. Are there other sockets? Let me see. Maybe there are other sockets, right? That are not added out. I don't know why the retarget is not adding that, but maybe it's fine that it's not adding that. It's not very centered, right? But on this one, yeah, it is centered, I think. On this one, I can do it, actually. On this one, I can. And on this one, I cannot. It is a revelation. I don't know why. I don't know what brings me, but anyway, there's a difference. I know I can. Ah, because it doesn't work when you are in rotation mode 2. Here I'm in rotation mode 1, which basically my character is always looking forward, and the camera change works. If I go in rotation mode 2, where my character can look back, right, then the C is not working. Okay, now it's working in all cases. It's just that it's applicable only when you are in rotation mode 1. Okay. That's something else that we learned. But, yeah, let me see if there is any difference. Why the thing always closes? Why the skeleton for this guy is always closing when I need him? Why? Why? Maybe I minimized it. Yeah, he's showing me the wrong one. You see that he's showing me the wrong one? That is super strange. That is very, very, very strange. Where is the skeleton, bro? Please. I'm searching only the skeleton. The skeleton is not named skeleton? Okay. Why if I search scale, I find all of this? Yeah, it's called skeleton actually. Okay, are there any other sockets? Well, yes, there is one that is called FP camera mesh. There is an FP camera mesh here that actually does not exist. Here's on the head. Camera mesh. I start to have a bit too many. I start to have a bit too many skeletons, but fine. I'm pasting it on all the skeletons, so we have it everywhere. Just to make it compatible, right, with because at this point I'm really searching differences, right? I'm searching for any possible difference between our model and this model, right? It is what I'm searching for. Okay, anyway, the sockets we fixed. Now, it probably didn't change anything, but we fixed the sockets so that they are correct, and we also can switch between the cameras left and right, which is very nice. And also we have the trace, at least a part of the trace correct now, because we see here at the top, right, if I do traces, I see that trace, which is my, right, I see that. If I use the default model, it's the same, right? It's basically the same. What is not the same is the feet trace, right? Which is what I was investigating. Okay. Which is what I was investigating. So, okay, let's go back to the feet being different, because actually in our model, apart from the IK, there are the twist bones, right? Which if I want, I can also delete, because I think that at the moment they are not really used, and I don't know if that is really messing up with the what I don't understand. Let's go back to that view, which was fantastic, to see the IK bone, right? Because that is what it was completely off. So there is the hand. Okay. This is my skeleton. But it is exactly the same, right? IK foot, calf R. Calf twist. Yeah, there is this calf twist that is not very easy to select, but there it is. Calf twist, 1R. I don't know if I can delete a bone from here. I don't think so. In theory, I can. But I think there is a bit of a disruptive change, so maybe we take another backup before doing this. Because I wanted to understand if that is the problem, right? If we have like an extra calf bone, and that is okay, IK foot R, VB knee target, right? IK foot R, VB knee target. And this is connected to the IK foot root, and it's 2 pieces, right? Here it looks like 2 pieces, so here it looks okay. But then when he's crouched, right? When this guy crouches, this is what happens, right? This is what happens. This piece cannot select anything anymore. Why? Okay, because if something is selected here, it defaults to what you have. IK foot R. I don't understand, you know, when he's crouching, how this thing changes, because it changes so much. It changes so much. So this IK foot R, here it looks like it's 2 pieces. With the target there, the VB foot target there, and the VB knee. This is the knee target, and this is the foot target, right? And it's made of these 2 pieces. Right? Can I do a transition like 0 point something, 0.5, so like is in between the two, or no, it doesn't work that way. So it's all up or all down, because that's the stance. Yeah, you see, when he's up, my IK foot R becomes this. Maybe it's just very, very, very close, and so we don't see it. VB target foot, IK foot R. Oh no, actually IK foot R is 2 pieces here as well. Yeah, is exactly. Yeah, is here, right? No, it's still 2 pieces. But 1 piece is going to the root, and the other is going there. Okay, but this position seems to be correct to me, right? Is when he's crouched, No, but this is multiplying, bro. Now we have 3 pieces instead of 2, right? You see that now there is one that goes from here to here, one that goes up there, and one that goes down here. This is what I don't understand. What the fuck? What is what? This is the foot offset. It's very hard to understand. I don't know. I'm like lost in all these lines, but I don't see this thing matching when he's standing and when he's down, right? I'm lost into this. Completely lost into this. Completely lost into this. So this is our VB knee target, right? Then this thing, it doesn't really have a name, but no, it has a name, is the IK foot R. So this thing here is the IK, wow, what a color. IK foot R, right? Is this thing is this beam. Then the IK foot R ends I mean, it ends very close to this, so we don't know if there is a connection between the two because they are so close to each other, right, that we don't really see it. Maybe there is another line that now we don't see, but it's there, right? Which is probably that triangle moving, right? Yeah, I think it is. I think it is. I think it's made of 2 beams. That here is not very visible, but it's made of 2 beams. You see this small pyramid, this small green pyramid upside down that is moving, right? I think that's another one of these beams. That's another one of these green beams. It's just that it's so close, right, to the to this point that is basically invisible. And that one is the one that gets extended. I mean, we have the original armature, right? Because we did it. I mean, we made this thing. So I can, you know, I can navigate here and see. I mean, I can show the armature in the other mode, right? I don't remember how to do it, but there is a way to say, yeah, like that, right? So and here we have the bone names, right? Here we have the bone names. We have every piece, right? We have every piece. So in reality, these guys are only 2 guys, right? This is one I'm a bit, well, let me put on every layer though, huh? Yeah, exactly, because you see there is way more than you think there is. So the IK foot R is this guy. This is a CS. Well, the CS is actually the controls. The controls in theory, we are not. This is the calf. Why I'm selecting a CS if it's not? It is the calf twist. There is a CS calf, but the CS calf we don't really care. and there is the calf. So there is the calf. There is the IK foot R, which is actually connected to what? It's connected to this root. There is the IK foot root. There is the hand root. And but it's 2 pieces, not 3, right? And then there is this one, which is the calf twist that I just moved. I don't see the knee target, but the knee target is a VB bone, which is added on top. What is this at the back? This at the back is another CS. So the CS we are actually not exporting. These are the controls that we use to animate the character, right? There is the foot roll back R. There is another one that we are not exporting. Foot roll front. See, these are all, I don't know why we have all these controllers displayed. Foot roll front. Foot roll back, yeah. These are all controls, additional controls. These are not deform bones. So IK foot R. Foot R. And ball. Exactly. So because our skeleton is very simple, it's 3 pieces, right? So is the calf, is the foot, and is the ball, right? So our feet is 3 pieces. The calf, the foot, and then you have the ball, which is basically just the fingers in front if you want to, right? So it's 3 pieces. So in terms of bones, is only this, right? And so in Unreal, I would expect to see that, at least for the bones, right? So this is the calf, vertical. This is the foot, yes, and this is the ball. So 1, 2, 3, right? So very simple, 1, 2, and 3, and they are all connected to each other. So there is no way to be confused about it, right? Now here I cannot move anything, but if I could move, this page will go, but you see that it's moving, right? It's animating a bit. So it's animating a bit, and this goes together, right? These pieces are all together. But then there is a piece, okay, and then we have our VB offset, fine. Then we have the VBIK foot offset, which is this guy. This guy is the VB, is a VB foot offset, right? Then we have a VB foot target, which is pretty much in the same place. Which is really in the same place, so it's very hard to see, but it's basically coincident to the other, right? It's coincident to the other. And then this guy here is the IK foot root, which I really don't understand why it's 4 beams. And that is very confusing to me. I don't understand why this is 4 beams, right? But I think also in the original character is 4 beams, right? I don't know why it's doing this, why it's changing the one I'm looking at. It's always changing the one I'm looking at, you know? With this one, so now I lost the previous, right? Oh no, I see. Sorry, my bad. I didn't. No, exactly. You see that the IK foot root is 2 beams, it's not 4 beams. Why my model is 4 beams and here is 2 beams? That is very different. IK foot root, right? This is 2 lines. In mine, IK foot root is 4 lines. And they are pointing to... Well, first of all, it's very different from left to right, because you see that these two are pretty much in the same spot, while on the left, they are very far from each other. Okay, that's a good thing to know. So what if we bring this here? Can we do it? Can we bring this K foot L on top of this so it's the same? Maybe we'll not twitch anymore? IK foot L. So to change that, I am in the right character. Yes, if we use the skeleton, yes. So if I go here, the left. But I cannot move it. I mean, I can move this, but I cannot move... Why? Let me think about it 1 second. So this one is the... This one... Well, this one I think is made of 2 pieces, no? One is the effector and the other is the joint target location. Is this the joint target location or what? If I move this, what I'm moving? No, I'm moving something that is not displayed. Oh no, it's this one. No, I cannot move. This one seems to be IK foot L. Yeah, but this is a big difference between the left and right. There is a big difference. A big difference. There is like, you know, 10 centimeters here. And on the other side there is basically 0. And in the original character there is exactly 0. It's so precise here that we don't even see 2 lines. We see 1 line only. But I think it's there. I think if this could be moved, that I cannot move by VB foot target. Well, in theory I can move, but I don't want to mess up the base model. VB foot Is it 4 beams now? No, it's still 2 beams. It's still 2 beams. So even if this moves away, right? Even if this moves away, there is no double beam here. While in my model, if this moves away, you see this thing? What is this thing? Why I have all these lines here that I don't have on the other side? What is this? All this is calling it IK foot L. All this. Including this piece. IK foot L. And here... wait. And here IK foot L is going to the knee target. IK foot L is going to the knee target. IK foot L is going to the knee target. Yeah, I have that. I mean, this is the knee target, right? Yeah, this is the knee target. So I have that. I have this beam going up here. Let me put them next to each other, maybe it's a bit easier. I'm trying, guys. I'm trying. I'm confused, but I'm trying. So that beam is the same, right? We have that beam. We have that beam. But then here we have something, in our character we have something more. Because when that beam arrives to this VB target, which actually in our case is here. Okay, because this VB, okay, let me move the VB target here and see if we manage to have the double. VB foot target, can I move this? VB foot, no, VB foot target is the, what? Yeah, because this is something else. This is that, right? With this I move that, which is not what we want. Wait. This I don't know what it's doing. There is an offset. There is an offset that is not shown actually. There is an offset. But what I wanted to modify, I wanted to modify the VB foot target L, right? The VB foot target L. It's not here. Because the only feet that I have is this, but this is this. It's nothing to do with that, right? And this has two pieces. He has the effector location, which is this. And he has the joint target location. That is what? That is that thingy at the top, I think. Yeah, exactly. It's that thingy, right? So so I cannot move. I cannot move this guy. IK foot L. So we will never know because we cannot move it. We will never know because we cannot move it. We will never know if this is double or single because I can't move it. VB foot target. Well, the VB foot target is actually set on the skeleton, right? So on the skeleton, there is a VB foot target. Can I have the skeleton and not the other skeleton? Arrgh. Okay. So the VB foot target VB foot is this guy, right? Which is connected to the foot root, yes. Can I give it a transform or not? Because if I could give it a transform, we could actually see it, but I cannot change these values. Why I cannot change these values? I don't know, but I cannot. I cannot edit any of this. I don't know why. IK foot root. Well, I can actually move it a bit like this. Let's move it a bit and see. But this I think is the bottom. Is this, I think. And by the way, I didn't even move. I think because I have to save, but I don't want to save because we are going to fuck it up so much. Yeah, but that is the base of it, right? That is the base. That is the base. But now, did I move it? Wait a second. Now that I move it, I have something. Because there is the VB curve thingy. I think so. No, it's not. Yeah, because in our case is a bit like this, right? Is like if this is creating the double IK and an IK foot root. Yeah, but in the skeleton they are exactly in the same place as well, right? So they are exactly in 0, 0, right? They are both in 0, 0. What? VB curves. So from VB curves you start that, okay, and that I understand. Seems different to me, seems different to me, seems different to me. Ah no, okay. If I separate the three, so now I separated the three, right? So I have the hand, which is here. I have the VB curves, which is in the middle. And I have my IK foot root, which is on the right. So we have three spheres, right? And the connections. One goes up, one goes to the left, one goes there, one goes there. So actually, if you see it like this, it seems to be pretty much identical, right? So we don't, at least in this view, we don't see the double line. At least in this view, we don't see the double line. And I don't know if that line is starting from... we don't see the double line. But in this view, right? In this view, what happened? But in this view, I see my VB curves. There should be also the hand one that at the moment is not visible. IK foot, VB foot target. VB foot target. IK foot. IK foot L. IK foot L is here, right? But you see that this connects to the VBIK foot L offset. So there is this connection, right? We don't have this connection in the standard model. We don't have it. We don't have it. Apart that this IK foot L is in a very weird place, like we said, so it's way at the back, right? It's way at the back compared to what we have here, because here is not that much at the back. Because it was exactly on top of this, but then I decided to move it, right? So, and I decided to move it, right? But this structure is completely independent from this structure, right? It is independent from this structure. And here it is as well, because if I click here and I move this, right, and move this structure is independent from that. So it seems that the basic bones are the same between my model and this model, right? They are the same. The calf, the feet, and the ball. They are exactly the same. But the problem is in this part, right? And this part seems to be that in my model is way more elaborate. So these two things are not coinciding, are not in the same place. These two things are not in the same place. The VB foot target L, right? And the IK foot L. They are not in the same place. Now, can I move them in the same place? The VB foot target and the IK foot L. Well, the VB foot target. I can only change the offset. I cannot change the. And it doesn't move anyway. You see, it doesn't move. I don't know why, but it doesn't move. So this does not move. Translation mode, add to existing. Because the translation is actually coming from a variable. The translation is coming from a variable. We can change it. Can we change it? Remove binding. Translation dynamic. Translation. Okay, so now I think we can move it. Now I think we can move it. No? What do you mean? Is it moving? I think it's moving. Yeah, it's moving now. So basically what we are saying is that this thing is defined by a variable. And is not coinciding with this thing. Right? But is that our problem? I don't know. So if I do this, I can move it, right? Can I see here? Because now that I know how to move it, because now we can move it, right? Now that I know how to move it, which is basically this foot pelvis offset, whatever. Foot pelvis. What happened here? Did I move it? I don't know, it seems different. It seems that this thing moved to the left. Okay, maybe I did it without willing. Yeah, I think that just the graph moved a bit. I don't know why. So it's this thing, right? So what we did, we said, oh, sorry, is not anymore a variable. Is a dynamic value. Right, so we removed the binding and then we were able to move it. Again, now we have the two things that we didn't have before. Yeah, so if that is not matching, okay, so this is why it's different on our model, right? So if the I mean, is it the same now or not? Or we're still missing a piece? So this is this, right? This is this. Right? And this, I don't know why it's selecting also a piece of that. VB foot target L. VBIK foot L off. I mean, it's different, bro. VBIK foot offset L is this guy, right? This guy is this guy. This ball is this ball. But you see that when I select it, here is doing something, here is doing something completely different. Do you see that? Do you see that that ball, because it's the target, VB foot target L, because I said that there are two balls, one on top of each other again. Bro, this is crazy. It looks like the connections are different. I mean, basically, what I'm saying is that it looks like the connections are different, or here we are still missing one ball, right? Here we are still missing one ball. Maybe we can get it. I don't know if we are making any progress, guys. I don't know. I mean, it doesn't look to me, but fine. It doesn't look like we are making any progress, but fine. Let's say that we do. Let's say that we do, but I don't know. I have no idea what is this. But do you see that it's different between the two? I mean, it is different. Channel your inner cred. Yeah, I'm trying my best. But I mean, what I'm seeing is that this thing is different from what we have, right? It is different. What I'm really tempted to do is to delete all the VB and see if the base is the same. But I think that the base must be the same. So I don't think I'm having a different connection between bones, right? I I mean, that would be weird. Like that my IK, this IK foot root, you know, is, and this is what, this is the scale, this is the PS scale. So this is what we have in game, right? This is what we have in game right now. This is what we have in game right now. And he has this double, you see, this double thing that here doesn't exist. And the weird thing is, that the VB foot target, which here is here is there. So maybe it's just coincident. Maybe it's just coincident, you say. Maybe there is another thing that is coincident. There is another thing that is coincident. How can I move the VB foot target? It's not here. Did we move it? Did we move it here? No, we moved IK foot. I think we moved this somehow. And I'm so confused by all these freaking names. Ah. Why when I do that nothing changes, by the way? VB food target. I think the VB I can move because the VB are just virtual bones added to the base bone, right? And so by default they do not have any translation, so they are like coincident with the bone, right? And now I'm looking at the hand. Right, they are coincident with that. And we cannot, and by default we cannot move it. We can move it only in the animation blueprint. I mean, it seems that here you cannot change it. I mean, he has a base rotation, he has a base, I don't understand this too much, right? But he has three different types of coordinates. One is the bone, but I don't understand how the bone can be non-zero here. Bone reference mesh. This I don't understand too much. I don't understand exactly what he's telling me, right? So here we have three things that I can actually click all three if I want and see them all here. These three things are these three things, right? And here we have actually exactly the same values, right? Minus 17, minus 8, minus whatever. These are the same numbers between this and this. So bone is saying the transform of the bone. Yeah, but of the bone what? Of the father bone or? Yeah, because you see the father bone I can actually move, right? This IK foot root I can actually move if I want. This I can move. Global or local. But the VB I cannot move because it's a virtual bone. Virtual bones are added in the editor and allow space switching between two different bones in the skeleton. I don't know. Okay, let me do something. Let me close everything without saving because we did so many changes that we basically destroyed it at this point. I am completely lost anyway into this because I don't know enough, you know, of the inner workings of the virtual bones and all of that. Good news, I haven't had any salt in over 24 hours. Very nice. I can tell you that I'm not having a soda since... when is the last time my friends came in? Probably... I have a friend that is drinking soda, and so usually when he's here, we buy soda for him. But he's visiting me very rarely. Because usually we go outside, right? But he came to my house probably the last Christmas. So I think the last soda I had was last Christmas. That's incredible, huh? Okay, let me see if reloading everything stuff still works as it was, or if I destroyed. Okay, so because I want to do one destructive change or not. So based on all the stuff that I have seen, right? Based on all the stuff that I have seen, my guess, and is a pure guess, is that the left feet has a misalignment between these 2 points, while the right feet does not, right? In the right feet, the 2 points are coincident, you see, these two, or are very, 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 very close. In the left feet, they are quite far apart by much, right? By much. And I don't know if that is really making a difference or what, but I think that is the only difference that I see, right? Visually. These 2 points are not in the same place. They are in this leg, they are not in this leg, and they are in the same place in the original model, that one that works. So the question is, why the hell these two have a delta, and can we avoid this delta? So the easiest way to avoid this delta, we said, that is to move the leg back, right? And we said that we could do that because this is the actual foot bone, and we were able to move it. How? We were able to move it here. Yes. So if I move this back, and I put it on top of that thingy, right? So now is way more in the same spot than before, like a lot, right? Now the problem is that in theory it should be the opposite. Yeah, exactly. In theory it should not be this bone that goes back, but it should be, you know, because on the other side of the leg, all three are in the same spot. So yeah, exactly. So yeah, exactly. So this, and this are in the same spot. Yep, exactly. Okay, let me just see what happens if I do this. Okay, so if I put this coincident to that, let me see what the hell is going on. But I really would like to know why the hell we have that difference, because I don't understand it. Right? I really don't understand. But let's do that and see if that is changing something in the twitching. It's not changing anything in the twitching. And everything else seems to work as normal. And everything else seems to work as normal. But I still have this distance, right? I still have this distance that on the left is not there. How the hell do I change this distance? Can I move the VBIK foot LL offset? IKL offset. I mean, what we know is that this offset is defined. I mean, by default should be 0. Mesh relative should be 0. I mean, I can bring the feet there, but then I have the same distance with the other piece that I cannot move. So there are 3 pieces and I can move only one. That's my problem. I can bring the leg here, right? But then I cannot move that. So we are always in the same shit that we have a triangle. Why we should not have a triangle? Because this IK foot, I cannot move. Can I? Interior IK foot is this. Can I move it? I cannot. Is not. Whatever I do is not. And it's not because this is actually based on a calculation, right? But now we remove the calculation. We say fuck the calculation. And we move it manually. Bro, I cannot move it. Why I cannot move? Why is it showing that I can, but then it doesn't allow me to? Why? Why? Translation 10, 19. Go and move. Move somewhere. Doesn't move. I have 19, it doesn't move. Translation mode, replace existing. Translation space, component space. Parent bone space. Bone space. I don't know, parent bone space. Do you like that? It doesn't move, you see. Whatever I do here is not moving. Why this bone is not moving? Why I cannot change that? Because he has some dependent on father kind of thingy, or what? Alpha. What is this alpha? Let me remove this binding as well. Dynamic value. Alpha 1. Bro, this shit is not moving. If I pull, I'm pulling, but it's not moving by an inch. No rotation. No rotation, I don't care. Bone to modify. IK foot L. I mean, like here I'm 20 meters, right? 206 is an insane value. So it's 2 meters, right? So it was like 2 meters to the side, but this thing is still not moving. So whatever I do is not moving. This is not moving. Whatever I do, it's not moving. It doesn't care. It doesn't care. Doesn't care. Transform. Replace existing. Why doesn't move? Because he's linked to his parent and so he cannot move. I mean, his parent is the root. But still, I should be able at least to... I mean, I can move the bone, I cannot move the IK. Maybe because that's applied only when it's animated? I have no idea. I say soda create type of 2 diabetes eventually down the line because the amount of sugar in it. So in theory you are healthier than me. If I want to prevent type 2 diabetes, I go to cut the soda sempre. Yeah, the soda is shit, man. I told you already. The soda is absolutely shit. And also it fucks up with your brain because since it's sugar, you know, your brain likes it. But that's like a drug, you know, it's like taking drugs, it's the same. If you drink too much, it's like taking drugs. It's just shit, just drop it completely. Drink something else, drink some orange juice or, you know, apple juice or whatever. Some fruit juice, but real fruit juice, I mean made of fruits, right? Not made of chemicals and other stuff, right? So if I completely skip this, right? If I completely skip this, what happens? If I completely skip this, like if I skip the foot locking completely, eh? And recompile, do this thing move? No, you see that they don't move. So basically what this is telling me is that we have a delta, right? In our character, we have a delta between these two pieces. Is this true? Is this true in our 3D model? I mean, is it true that we have a delta in our armature between the center of the IK, and is this true, or is this Unreal Engine telling us that telling us lies, right? Because here I don't see any of that delta, but I mean there is a bit of a delta, but it's very, very, very small. And I don't even know what I'm looking at, but let's see. This is what? Calf? No, but these are only the bones, right? These are not the IK. These are not the IK. These are the bones. These are the bones. So, the controls, we don't care. These are the IK, I guess. CS, IK, foot L. One thing that I never fully understood is of this setup is foot L, CS, L, foot, IK, here it is, IK, foot L. Okay, so we have the IK, foot L, which is this guy. This guy is enabled, yeah, is enabled by layer 2. Layer 4 is the controls, and I don't care about it, right? Exactly. So I can remove it. And this one is called controls. Let me see, what is it? Is foot root main, IK, LCS, yes. So layer 2 is actually the IK plus the, okay. Okay, so basically what we are saying is that this yellow thing is my IK foot L, and this gray thing is my foot L. okay? And they are pretty much exactly in the same place. Well, I mean, there is a difference, but it's a very little difference compared to the model, right? There is a difference, because if I go back to sticks, right, and I really zoom in, right, this is my IK that is here, and this is my feet. So actually there is the distance between here and here, right, which in the scale of the model, right, is basically nothing. It's like less than 1 centimeter. On the right feet, let me see if it's the same or not. We have, well, here everything is weird though. So this is the foot R, and the IK, I cannot even find it. Okay, and this is the IKR. Well, actually, I have to say that here they are really in the same spot. Or not? No, they are not. There is this distance between the two. In theory, it should be 0 distance. In theory, right? In theory, it should be 0. But there is a distance also in this case, on the left. There is a distance also on the right feet, right? Now you may say that it is smaller, and I kind of agree. It is smaller. It is smaller between here and here. It is. It is. Undeniably. Undeniably it is. Can I just move it and re-export? Yeah, in theory, yes. In theory, I don't even know why they are not in the same position, actually. I mean, thinking about it, right? I don't understand why. Because anyway, the IK is not weighted, right? So to me, it's so hard to find. Though. I don't. Okay, see. So this needs to go there, right? Can I move it? Yes, I can. Is it fucking up the calf connect? I don't know exactly why our bones are not all in the same place, right? That is a bit strange. The only problem of bones is that they are made of, I mean, I cannot just I cannot just move it, right? Because if I move it, so what I should do, I should actually rotate it. Yeah, I should actually rotate it. But rotating a bone, then it will do stuff, right? That is probably why I didn't touch it. But if you see that on the left, I have the feet. On the right, I have the calf, which is going up, right? And this is the IK. So where the hell do I put it? I put it here or I put it there? At the moment, it's here coincident on the calf. So you may say that this bone is wrong, right? That this bone should be more to the right. But then we are fucking up this other one, which is the calf twist. But the calf twist, I think we don't care, right? The problem is that if I move this, all the model will move because it's weighted on it, right? So if I move this, I think that he will. But anyway, the distance is very, very small. So you see how big is the lag and how small is the distance, right? The distance is like probably, I don't know, I can even measure it if you want. I think I can measure it. I think I can measure between this and this. So the distance is 0.002 meters. It means it's 2 millimeters, right? Because centimeters would be 0.001, right? 0.001 is 1 centimeter, and so 0.002 is 2 millimeters. I'm currently drinking water. Yeah, water is the best. I really like water. Water is fantastic. It's the best. The problem is that the soda, if you drink it a lot, it fucks with your brain. But pretty much everything, if you do it too much, fucks with your brain. Like doing too much plane shift, you know? It's the same. It's an addiction, and I should stop. Okay, so we just seen that this is 2 millimeter difference. Okay, so now the question is, if I have a 2 millimeter difference here, why the fuck I have like 1 kilometer in here, right? So because that is not 2 millimeters, huh? This is not 2 millimeters. I mean, between here and here is not 2 millimeters at all. So there is a huge gap. I mean, there is like probably 5 centimeters, right? It's probably 5 centimeters easy. So how it happened, right? Okay, and now the question is it the same in our main project? And now we're gonna check, because this is not our main project. This is just a sample project that we use to debug stuff. But that could be the problem, right? The fact that the left leg is different than the right and is actually having a bit, I mean, it's glitching. No one on the internet has this glitch, right? We have. So I mean, no one is having this twitching lag. No one. So it means that it's really specific to our setup, right? Okay, so if I go in our main project and I search our, this is our main project, right? And I search our skeleton. Right? What we are saying is that in this, by the way, yeah, sorry, I forgot to say that also in this dummy project, in the skeleton, we do not see that distance, right? Exactly. You see here in the skeleton, we see the 2 millimeter distance. We see here, you see these two balls. These two balls are at about those 2 millimeter distance that we calculated, right? Right. So, okay, so that's good. So in the skeleton is right. Is fucked up in the animation blueprint, right? Okay, let's see our main project. In our main project, which I guess is exactly the same, by the way. Well, in our main project seems that the distance is probably 0. Why? That's a bit weird. I mean, in our main project, I don't see the same thing that I see. Well, because here I have the VB. No, but I have the VB here as well. Hmm? IK foot L, VB foot target. But I imported our skeleton, right? Which is this one. I imported our skeleton. Bro, why is different? In our imported skeleton, the distance is pretty much, well, they have a different shape. There is a triangle, there is a square, and there is a sphere, and they are not in the same position anyway, right? VB target. No, but I'm searching IK foot, and then I'm searching foot L. Foot L. Yeah, it's the same. It's just that here is a triangle. Wait, why here is a triangle and here is not? Right? IK foot. It's so small that it is hard to see, but IK foot, foot L. Yeah, it's that. IK foot L. I mean, the difference could be that this is the cran skeleton, which is actually scaled up, right? But if I take the alien one, which is actually not scaled up, okay, let's do that. Because when you scale everything up, also the distance may scale a bit, right? I assume. Right? At least this is my assumption. So if I take this and this, it's still different though than but anyway, bro, it is different by millimeters, right? I mean, I cannot even see it. With this level of zoom that we are basically inside the feet, I cannot even see the difference, right? I cannot see it. So I would say that the skeleton is 100% right. The skeleton is 100% right. If there is a difference, it's a super small difference that is impossible, that is causing that problem. But then when this skeleton is applied to the animation blueprint, right, that difference becomes a monster. An absolute monster. Look at this. Look at this. I think this is our problem. I think this is our problem. I think it is our problem because it's the only difference between the two legs and it's the only difference with the base model, right? So in our project, do we have the same problem in the animation blueprint or not? In our project. So this is our project. No, we do not. We do not have that issue. We do not have that issue. Oh my god. So basically this means that in our project, it will not twitch, it will not move, so it will work fine. Well, the problem is that I have to retarget ALS on top of this, so... Yeah, but you see, yeah, this is exactly the problem. So this means that ALS, new ALS, is doing something stupid on the left feet. I mean, I'm sure of that. I'm sure of that. I'm sure of that. 100% sure. 100% sure. This thing is doing something to this IK that he should not do. I don't know why. He has a wrong blending, he has a wrong curve, he has a wrong calculation, he has a wrong something, but he's fucking up my left feet. He's doing it. He's doing this. He's doing it. He's doing this because in the skeleton is not there. So you're saying is the animation. So you are saying is the animation. By the way, why is it not moving now? Why is it not moving? It's not moving. Ah, because it was not compiled. Okay. Well, it's moving sometimes. Ah, because the animation is not looping. Fuck. I think I put it non-looping. Yeah. I put it non-looping as a test. Okay. So the point is one of these animations fucking up the left leg, right? I think at this point the answer may be yes. But then it would happen also in our project. But in our project does not happen. In our project, if I do the same, in our project, if I do the same, so I take the evaluate sequence by time. No, what is it? Sequence evaluator. Sequence evaluator by time, right? And I take the same variation normal, and then I take my sequence player. I'm getting better at this. I'm getting better at understanding all these nodes, and I'm getting way better. Secondary motion. Okay. And then I want apply additive, right? Right, which is exactly the same that we do on the other side. And then I recompile this. I mean, there is actually a bit. There is actually slightly more than the default. If I do this, right? But it's still very, very small, right? The distance is small, right? Distance is very small. Distance is very, very small. Distance is very small. While here the distance is insane. You may say, okay, then if it's this animation, try another animation. I don't know if I can, because why I cannot search anything here? What happened? Huh? Why doesn't it show me anything? Huh? Don't understand. What? Anyway. Sorry, it's not the right. It's not the right skeleton. No. PS skeleton. Okay, fuck this one. Let's do it on this, it's the same. Let's do it on this one. Let's do it on this one. It's exactly the same. Because that one is a skeleton that is not associated to animation, blah 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 blah. It's a freaking mess. Variation normal. Variation normal. Yes. Compile. Unfortunately, this one is not designed to be. This one is not designed to be additive. I think this one is a full motion. Yes, it is. Now, I think now we will have a kind of a revelation, which is that that doesn't make any difference because here is like 1,000,000 kilometers and well, but here is because it's like flying in the air, so the distance between the actual IK, right, because this guy is flying in the air, so the distance between the IK is basically not even used, I guess. Let me try the standard walk. The standard walk. The standard walk is what? Is N walk F. Is this one additive or not? So we are saying that but this distance is not that distance, right? That distance. IK foot L. Well, in reality it is. walk F. Walk F. You see the difference, boys? You see the freaking difference? You see the difference? You see the difference? It's a world of difference. It's a world of difference. Why? Look at that thing, that is not moving, that is completely disjoint from the leg. Look, this thing is completely disjoint from the leg, completely. These two things are not moving together with the leg. These 2 points, right? This point and this point are not moving together with the legs. They are not moving. In our game, they are moving. So when I was saying we have 4 lines instead of 2 lines, that is exactly what I was meaning, right? That, I mean, I didn't know what I meant, but that was the thing, right? The visual is that these 2 lines are perfectly coinciding here, right? Okay, maybe they're not exactly, but they are, you know, very, very close. Here, they don't freaking move. The IK don't move. They don't move. Ah, it's because I excluded them. It's because I excluded them. Yeah, that's possible. Yeah, in the sense that our game now is using the no, because here I'm just playing the animation. No, I'm just playing the animation. Also here I excluded everything. Here I'm just playing the animation. This is animation output. So this graph is doing nothing. All of this is doing nothing. All these subgraphs at the moment are doing absolutely nothing, right? Because I skipped everything. I just said, please go and play the walk animation applied to this skeleton, applied to this applied to this skeleton, basically, right? This is the only thing that I said. I said, play this walk animation. I could even create a new anim BP just with these 2 nodes, right? This one and this one. And it can be empty. I can delete everything else. And this guy is just walking normally. Uh-oh, I think it crashed. Fuck. Okay, anyway. Because I pressed the wrong play. And here is the same, right? Here I'm just playing the walk. So the question is, why my IK are completely disjoint from my legs? Why the IK are disjoint? Why? Why, holy moly, why? Why, holy shit, if I can say. Why? Look at this, the same, right? It is the same. And I think it's the same. So we have the bee skeleton, we have the crane skeleton, and we have the alien skeleton. We can try on this one as well, right? Let's try on this one. The same technique, right? Just play an animation, skipping everything, just play an animation. Well, I have to play the animation on the proper skeleton though. So that may not be the right one. There is what? There is alien. So there is plane shift, not plane shift 2. Plane shift 2 animations. Yeah. Plane shift 2 animations. Yeah. This one. This one. Look, the same. All these ones are not moving the IK. I mean, the IK is not following the bone, right? The IK is not following the bone. The IK is not following the bone. IK not following the bone. Bone pinning and bone IK retarget. You know what I'm thinking? I'm thinking the retargeted fucked it up. Because the fact that is correct, you know, the fact that is correct in the skeleton, but is wrong in the animation blueprint, right? The animation blueprint is the one that was retargeted, right? And the animations are the ones that were retargeted. So the question is, did the animation pick the IK or not? Yeah, that is the real question. Is the animation animating also the IK or not? Or is animating or is the retargeting fucking up and not retargeting? Now I don't know if the IK should be part of the animation, but is a bone, right? I mean, is an IK bone, but it's still a bone. So how do I see inside an animation what are the bones affected? I want to know in this animation, can I delete all these freaking curves? Who's walking? Someone is walking, this guy. Can I delete everything here? Because here is already the, yeah, it's in the animation, boys. He retargeted the animation wrong. This fucking Unreal Engine 5.4 retargeted the animation wrong. This is what happened. This is what fucking happened. Because it's not even the animation blueprint. Here we are in the animation asset, right? Which is completely separate from the blueprint. This is the basic animation. And you see that these things are not moving. They're not moving. This is our problem, I think. That is our problem. That is our problem, I think. Bone pinning and IK bone in IK retarget and Unreal Engine 5.4. Please.
Like me, sometimes you retarget animations and the IK bones are out of place when you retarget. It's now simple to fix in Unreal Engine 5.4. So in this case we have IK hand left here, and we come over here to post settings and we add a new retarget operation. In this case it's already here. We choose pin bone. Then we need to add that bone. Here are the indices of bones that are already here. And so if I add a bone and we go to here where it says none and we want the name of our bone, which is IK.
Bro, I have 154 animations and 5 or 6 IK bones on each, okay? So I cannot go manually and say, oh please, I need to move this shit, right?
And L.
It never stays so long.
And then we want to pin that
yeah, it happened.
to hand as you can see, it pins it to our hand. And so now our IK bone is retargeted correctly. There are some additional settings here. We can have pin to target.
No, I don't understand. I don't understand. Well, I kind of understand, but at the same time I don't. I mean, that was perfectly working in the previous version. I didn't have to do any of this. I didn't have to do any of this. 0. 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. Did I say 0 already? What is this post setting? I don't even have it. What is this? There is inside the retargeter. But you don't do it by animation. You do it on the retargeter. That's much better. Wait. That's a solution then. Because we can do it in the retargeter. Wait. Just finished the time, unfortunately. But that may be the solution, actually. That may be the solution. Where is our retargeter? Please, give me the retargeter. Give it to me. Give it to me. Okay, post settings. Okay. Can I simulate with a walk or something? Can I simulate with the walk F? And walk F. What are we retargeting here? The alien base. So is plane shift 2. Bro, look at the shit that is not moving. Look at the shit that is not moving. Okay, so post setting, okay. Post setting what? Add a new retargeted op, okay. Pin bone, okay. Bones to pin, pin to, bones to pin. Member by name. I have to type it. Holy shit, I have to type it manually. Are you serious? Yeah, he's typing it manually. Okay. Why there is no drop down where I can select? The bones are here on the left. But anyway. Bone to pin, pin to. Okay, so the one that is fucked up is my IK. Can this guy stop walking? The one that is fucked up is my IK foot L, for example, right? IK foot L. The fact that I have to do it manually is super annoying. But anyway, IK underscore foot, but it is the retargeter, eh? So this guy runs on 150 animations by itself. So pin to now the problem is I don't know what I want to pin it to, but I think it's foot L in theory, right? In theory it's foot L. Okay. Well, it's already better. At least that shit now moves together. But what is this? There is VB foot target L. Oh my god, Jesus Christ, I have to do one by one. I mean, I can do it. But the previous releases, I mean, you didn't have to do this, right? You didn't have to do this at all. You didn't have to do this at all in the previous releases. It was working fantastically by itself. I never did this. Okay, guys, it's too late, but I think we have a potential way. We have a potential way to have this shit move. And I think if that shit moves, at least we are in the right redeem. This can't be happening. It's only one word, Ula. The redeem is one word. So maybe it is happening. I think it's happening. Okay, guys, I'm gonna go, but I think that this may be the problem. This may be the problem. I mean, the question is why the hell, right? Why the hell? It was working perfectly in the previous release. Why the hell now we have to do this? Why? Thank you. Thank you. You just solved my problem in under 3 minutes. Although finding your video took me 2 days. Yeah, exactly. I am in exactly the same situation of this guy. How can we do something similar in Unreal Engine 5.3? I mean, in Range 5.3 was actually working. Was actually working. In 5.3 it was actually working. I didn't have to do any of that. And my character actually walks correctly. Holy shit. But anyway, let's put this into the bookmarks here in front and see if this is what we have to do. I have no idea why we have to do it manually. Also, I don't know what needs to be pinned to what, right? That's another question, because I don't know if we have to pin everything. We only have to pin the IK, we have to pin the VB. I have no idea. I have no idea, but I think what we can do, we can probably look how our old game was working, right? Or even better, how the default guy works, right? So how the default ALS character works, and then we can derive it from there, right? Okay, guys, I really have to jump out now, but thank you for watching. I will see you tomorrow, 9:30 p.m. European time. And yup, have a good one. Bye.